a student at IBS Bangalore, and I'm here with Professor R. Kasthuri, sir. Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm fine.
So, he has been a sales trainer for quite a while, and he also has firms. So, I want to know, my first question to you is, if someone is aiming for a sales job as an MBA student, what skills should he have?
Yeah, first basically selling skills is a must, and you've been taught the theory, everything classes. Putting it across into the practical is very important, and selling skills form a very major role because it's very people think sales does not have skills. It does have almost 14 skills is there, like suspect, prospect, etc. Everything comes into play. Each one has a skill level. You got to really learn that to be successful. Nothing can happen by accident. So you know it. So it has to be process oriented. It's a long prospect validation. Everything comes with closing, structured, planning, selling.
So as you were talking about earlier, about the how to handle the no and rejection, and also the spam concept. So can you elaborate a little bit on
See, it's like selling, it has stages. You start first, like suspecting whether the customer is going to buy it or not. Then you approach him, then there is negotiation, then there is closing techniques, and then the order, everything comes into play. Each level is so important that you have to take it forward. And sometimes everything happens in one call, but most of the time it takes a few calls for you to do it. And it's like I told you, a process is followed to make a sale. It just doesn't happen, you just go there and get it, doesn't happen. Got to be structured, you got to structure your coverage, you got to structure your, the coverage strategy will be area wise or product wise or revenue wise or service. So many parameters come into play. Everything has to be structured and take it forward and the way you want your product or service wants.
So it's placement season is starting,
okay.
And if suppose a student has done his internship in sales and has a proper experience, so what would you suggest the good roles in the industry right now for which he or she should aim?
See, there are two verticals. One is channel management, where all the FMCG and everything comes into play. Today, channel is part of everything. I mean, you look at Amazon or anything, all this becomes sort of online selling, also a channel. Then even a direct selling which happens product is also routed through channel to some extent, okay, because channel is effective in terms of costing. Now if you look at direct sale which goes to the direct customers, it needs probably bigger accounts, revenue to be higher, and the profit to the company is higher. They would like people who established, trained, educated to take it forward there. Channel has a different requirement. Yes, it also requires a different perspective of handling it. It's a day-to-day activity. It's a pressure job all the time, day in, day out. This is a much more planned, patient job to wait for, especially depends on the product or the service itself. Very high price product or a service, they need to wait for it to happen. It's a structure, there is a demonstration, there's a registration, there's a product development, IT development, a lot of things takes place. So both are little too different, but both are very important.
So my last question to you, what would be your one, if you had to give just one advice, one suggestion to the MBA students, so what would you tell them?
Work hard, work structured, very important. You got to learn the skills. Sure, colleges, everybody will teach you the skills. Work very hard, follow the skills. You have to be very professional. To be professional, you have to follow a process. Nobody can be beyond a process. So follow the process, structure. Those two become very important and critical for to achieve anything in sales. So that's very important. You can't, I have not seen anybody who's come up and achieved in sales by default. No. This structured process, you go through, each company has a different process of going about it. Skill levels are slightly different. You have to know all that and go forward from there. It just cannot happen. The myth is okay, if you don't get any other job, you come to sales, you gift of gab, you go and sell, it doesn't happen that way. You need to have communication skill, everything is there. Added to that is a skill which is required to sell, all that is very important. You should know how the structure works, you should know how the sales funnel works. We call it validation, validation becomes very critical. All these things form a part and parcel.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insights and time. Thank you.
All the best, thank you.